I used to be so outgoing. Like, I used to be able to, like, I don't know, I would approach people and, like, want to get to know them and, like, you know, let me help you, like, what can I do, blah, blah, blah. And then I feel like COVID just, like, I just went in. Like, I just was like, everything went in. I was like, oh my gosh, you have to, like, think about this and all these, like, real, actual problems that no one's ever gone through in our lifetime.
Hey everyone, Reyna Torres here, and I'm super excited that we have arrived at season 2 of the Women Creating Magic podcast. I run my own creative studio, and I wanted to create a platform for amazing women to have real conversations about our experience in the entertainment industry and just talk about that moment that we decided to take control of our lives as women. A safe and open space to sit down comfortably with a cup of tea or a glass of wine to relax and have an open conversation about their experiences as women in the entertainment industry. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, and leave a review because all of that will really help us out and keep us going. Today I sat down with Cristal Michele, a talented creative woman who owns Carajillo Cantina. Cristal creates unique, one-of-a-kind, artistic liqueur beverages. She educates and gives you the history of the drink's origins. We had an amazing time talking. Please welcome Cristal Michele.
Well, it's just like, then we think about like having to grow. I don't know. We're it's a whole new thing for next year. It's like, what do we want? Like, what are the goals? Like, who are we? How are we gonna like redo things? And I think for me, it's kind of weird because, I mean, I was starting this off. I mean, are we doing this? Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, this whole thing is just in regards to like what you do and then, you know, what are the struggles, what are the things that we actually go through, because when people see your social media, they see fucking amazing drinks from you. Like, I can't believe, like, this is delicious. They see these videos where you're at and they're just thinking, damn, she's doing it, like, she's so amazing. But I remember the first day I met you, you had we were leaving and you were sitting down because you're just like, I just need a breather. It's just really overwhelming. And I was like, like, oh, I hope she's okay. I really like her. Like, oh, she's totally okay. And that's the thing. The reality of it is that you were out there serving drinks, educational. I love the way you let people know about it. Mm-hmm. You know, you educate them. And I see this beautiful young woman, and then I see her like, yeah, I just need to have like a breather, you know, it's just a little bit too much. And that's what people need to know, that even though it looks all pretty outside, it's not really like that.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I have good memory.
Yeah. I don't know. I think COVID, I don't know. I used to be so outgoing. Like, I used to be able to, like, I don't know. I would approach people and, like, want to get to know them and, like, you know, let me help you, like, what can I do, blah, blah, blah. And then I feel like COVID just, like, I just went in. Like, I just was, like, everything went in. I was like, oh, my gosh, you have to, like, think about this and all these, like, real, actual problems that no one's ever gone through in our lifetime. No. And I just became a lot more introverted, which is fine. Like, I've always had that side of me. And, like, being at home. And, like, I'm a Torres. But at that event, I just was, like, I was just overwhelmed. It was, like, it was so much. Like, having to tell people all these things, and it's like, that's great, but having to, like, I just needed a breather. And taking, like, time out like that, sometimes I feel like it all gets to my head, and I'm just like, it's all, like, energies in me, and I'm like, I need to get it out. And being able to just step outside and just, like, focus on trees. Like, that's basic. That's fine. Like, compared to, like, being, you know, being recorded or like being presentable and like,
oh, you don't need to be presentable here. I love how you took off your shoes. You're projecting me because I'm just like, I'm in my blanket and my pillow, and that's how you want to feel. This is the organic conversation about it, like, it's for you to be comfortable, so not to feel like all of this here.
But like being able to step outside and just, I don't know. It's been a learning process for sure. Like,
but that's so, like, I love that you did that, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just stick to where they're at.
Yeah.
And then later on that night, they just, like, suffer and just not realize, why am I going through this? Yeah. You recognized what you were going through. Yeah. And you were like, you know, I need to step away from this.
Yeah, and then you guys were walking by, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Someone's gonna see me in my like bubble, and I was just like, I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna say? Like, and especially because when I get so overwhelmed with emotion, like I just start crying, and not because of like sad or anything, but like there's just so much going on that I just can't handle.
I get it. We're like the perfect people for you to share because we're not leaving. Like, we understand. Yeah. But it's a good thing it happened because now we're here. Talking about it.
Yeah. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been a learning process. Like, you know, from that event to like now, I feel like in the last like 6 months, I'd say it's completely changed. Where it's like, no, let's start going to all these events. Like, let's start talking to all the people. Like, we need to start socializing. Like, we're in Los Angeles. Do you know what that means? It's not like we're in, I'm not to say that Oregon's not cool, but like Oregon's Oregon. They have their own little thing, you know? Like, it's not the same. Versus LA, we can get invited and be connected with all these. There's not an event going on. Like, you can't go find.
That's true.
Yeah. And that means networking. Like, the more you network, the more people you know, and it's like the more you're able to do things and get involved.
No, it's true. And then one leads to another.
Yeah.
And then that just leads to multiple. And
Yeah.
you're just like, but also, it's you have to like talk.
And like reserve your energy, like protect your energy, and like also be able to like let go of things in certain ways, and it just, I don't know, it's this whole thing. And we were just, Marco and I were talking about it last night, like, I was like, we have to be the trendy people, like we need to start like doing things, and I was like, I need to get off Instagram, I need to be on TikTok, and it's like different mentality, but
no, it is. It's different. It's different. See, how I approach it, and I've always approached it this way, I do not fully give myself until I feel comfortable and I kind of get your energy. So when I'm out and about, I mimic you. So I'm just like, okay, I get it. All right, so your energy's this way, then I'm going to match your energy. Oh, you're a little more hyper. Okay, all right, I'll match it up there. Because a lot of people, when they meet me, they're just like, after, they're like, yeah, you were so like I can just sit down and talk to you. Like, you were so inviting to talk to and stuff like that. And I never tell them why. It's just like, no, I'm just matching the same vibration you're going through, because I've learned throughout these years, because as an optician before, I think I've seen over 1,000 people, like way more, a couple thousand people, and everybody has their own personality and behavior. And as working in customer service, you have to like sort of kind of roll with like, okay, what's going to happen today? Who's coming in today? How are we going to have to act that way? So I think that works really good when I network with people, because I can kind of like, all right, cool, what energy, what vibe are you into? Yeah. But if I see someone who's being a bitch or a douche, I'm like, oop, I'm going to ignore that and walk away. Like, that's something I do not want to go forward. Yeah.
It's just a learning process. Also, like, you get to know who you are, and like, you know, you're able to like understand the differences of what maybe you put on this persona for this thing, or
Yeah. I just like literally just match and just be me. Yeah. And then, like our earlier conversation, went deeper on you, but that's something that I'm learning too. If I'm advocating to women, talking about like we should sit down, like if we're not having a good day, that we should be okay talking to each other about it and be like, well, yeah, I'm having a shitty ass day. Yeah. And instead of thinking maybe I'm like not the right person for you to talk to, it's more like, well, do you need to vent out? Do you need to just like hear me? Like, do I have to just like be here and just listen? Mm-hmm. And that's what we need to learn, because a lot of women, let's be real, there's like jealousy sometimes, and then there's, things that happen where you just, don't click. And that sucks, and that's because that's how society has it. But there are a lot of women that can like legit vibe and sit down and talk, but yet are still scared to be like, if I tell her exactly how I'm feeling, she might think I'm weird, And it's not that. It's like, no, like, you'd be surprised. Like, we shared an intimate information, and it's very similar. Like, they're similar. Like, you understood what I was talking about, And that's the thing that I was like, okay, I will talk to her about it, because this is exactly what I've been trying to tell everybody, that it should be a normal thing.
Yeah. I think in general, people tend to be a little bit more reserved. And then I think it's amplified when it's like another woman because of the way we've been thinking or whatever it is. I think it's applicable in all aspects because sometimes I'll see a dude who's like, I don't know, I think he's like so amazing or something, and I'm just like, oh no, I don't want to come off as whatever. But being able to share things and be vulnerable in general, I think opens the door to like being just like creating community or like being friends with someone or just being human. Like we all at the end of the day we all poop. So like
we all poop.
So
we all go to the bathroom and take a shit. Yeah. No, it's true because nowadays, I mean, how do you become friends? Like, how did we become friends when we were younger? It was so much easier. When we were like kids. I'm talking about like elementary school.
Yeah.
We just start talking and hanging out and playing. And now as adults, like if you find someone, you're just like, man, that'd be cool to be. We don't approach it that way anymore. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we should not do that. We shouldn't be like
Well, like, how do kids nowadays become friends? Everyone's on social media now.
Well, so I said, like, elementary kids. Like, even, like, if you see kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, guess what? They just play together.
Yeah.
And they just start talking. And they start talking about, like, the stuff they like. There's no, like, oh, I envy you, or I'm too scared to talk to you, or maybe she's too cool to talk to, or, like, maybe I'm, like, that's the thing. Like, now... And I, the only reason I mentioned that's because TikTok, there was something about that. There was like a little thing like where it's like first are becoming friends when we're children versus adults. And I was like, shit, that is so true. We do not approach each other to be like, I think you're really cool, you know?
Yeah.
We don't. And if we do, then we don't know how that's going to, you know, register. You know, we're so scared that it's going to register so weird in the other person.
I feel like I've started to, I think because of TikTok, I've started to be more open to that. Like, oh my gosh, I really love that headband. Like, where'd you get it or whatever. Like, the other day a girl asked me where my boots were from. And I was like, instead of like feeling like internalizing it like an ego, like, oh yeah, the girl liked my boots, like so amazing. She then like came up to me after and was like, where did you get them? And I was like, oh, I got them on this website, whatever, like, super, like, amazing, you should go get them. And then I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to do her a favor that I wish people would do with me. Like, I'm going to show her the exact, like, name and, like, brand and, like, whatever, like, take a picture of this order email I have. And she was, like, so happy, like, thank you so much, it's so amazing. And that's just part of, like, I wish women in general were more open to that, like, being sharing information or not taking it as an ego boost when someone says they like your stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I've started to do, where it's like, oh no, that you look really nice, or like that's a really nice outfit or whatever, versus like keeping it in.
You know, I've never thought about it that way because I always go out, and Anthony can testify when we go out and I'm all dressed up, what happens?
You're complimented.
Like a shitload. But I never thought about, like, actually...
When do you compliment?
I compliment.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, I compliment.
Okay.
I'll be like, damn, you look good. Mm-hmm. Like, she'll be like, somebody we walk... Like, literally, the other night, we're walking to the car, and she was dressed up so pretty. Mm-hmm. And I think, who was with me? Who was with me next to me? I forgot who was next to me. And I was like, oh, my God, you look so beautiful. And she's like, oh, my God, thank you. And I was like, yeah. And I'm always constantly also, like, complimenting everybody, you know, from, like... guys, girls, trans, gay, doesn't matter what it is. I'm always complimenting. But I never thought about, like, when someone compliments me.
Is that an ego boost?
No, it's not really an ego boost. No, because I literally love to get dressed, not to get compliments. I get dressed because I love to feel good for me, not for people. But I never thought of, like, when somebody compliments you, or somebody asks, like, where'd you get that? I never thought of, like, actually going the next step and be like, well, what's your number? Like, maybe I can just, like, let you know where, you know, this is at. I can text it to you. Yeah. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I just did that the other day. I think the only other time I did that I was at Trader Joe's, and a guy was talking about skincare because I was like, I have to go buy this, whatever, and I didn't want to go spend $80, so I went to Trader Joe's because I was like, I know this thing doesn't give me, like, breakouts. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, oh my gosh, you have great skin, and, like, we were just talking, and I was like, do you want to be friends? Like, just straight up asked. I was like, do you want to be friends with... He's like, yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah. That is not a normal thing.
And it was weird, honestly, and I
called... It takes a lot for someone to be like,
yes.
friends.
I know, but then I called Marco and I was like, oh my god, I'm so weird. I asked this guy, like, if you could be friends with me because we were talking about skincare. And Marco was like, why'd you ask him for his number? I was like, because I want to be friends with him. Like, why can't I? And I was like, then I got so in my head about it. So I was like, that's not cool. That's not normal.
No, that's actually really cool because I want to do that. I should start doing that. Because I'm always constantly helping and complimenting and always having conversation with people. Like, I just like to start conversations with people. But I never thought of, like, really pushing, saying, like, can we be friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, never
And
thought of
it could start off as, like, Instagram friends, maybe. Like, hey,
Yeah.
like, you seem really cool. Kind of, like, do you want to connect on Instagram? Yeah. Like, let's be friends. And then from there, it could be, like, they post something and you're like, oh my god, that's amazing. Like, let's go together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be, maybe that's, like, the next transition versus being so blunt sometimes, like I am. Where it's like, let's be friends. And you're, like, so open,
I think I've only done that with, like, one person at the RuPaul Drag Convention. Eddie, if you watch this. and we were in line to take pictures with RuPaul.
Yeah.
It was the first year. And we were just talking, and we became friends. Like, we were like, exchange information, and he had came to an event that I did, and I was just like, oh shit, like, I've never done that where it was like complete stranger and then became friends.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But I don't think I've ever, not in that kind of situation, I think I haven't done that. I haven't done that. Yeah.
It's a very, I remember feeling very awkward about it after. I was like, oh my god, I was so in my head. I was like, yeah, he's gonna think I'm so lame. Maybe he was thinking I was asking for his number.
But we don't do
like,
that.
Yeah.
We don't do that. Because I remember Anthony telling me that he, and if I'm, correct me, something about, like, you lived in Anaheim or something like that, and then you didn't know nobody there, so you got on, like, an app to get to know friends, right? Am I right about that?
You could,
You did that, right?
Sorry, I missed it. I was trying to take care of
So,
something.
I remember that you said that when you moved to Anaheim, or you were there, and then you didn't know nobody, so you got into this app to, like, make friends.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what the app was called. It was called, like, Meetup or Meet Me or something.
yeah.
Social media
I think I had that.
platform.
I'm almost certain I did.
You have to find, like, local people to connect with.
Yeah.
Well, but you can do BFF Bumble now. Like, Bumble has a BFF section and a business section, actually. It's not, highly recommend you try it. So, I met Marco on BFF, well, not obviously. I met Marco on BFF Bumble. No, on Bumble. And later, I knew that they had a BFF and a business section. And so after, like, I moved to LA and I was, born and raised in LA, but then I left and I came back. And as an adult, I didn't have any friends here. So I was like, how am I supposed to make friends? Also, sometimes, I'm sorry, not, but it is so hard to make friends as a girl with other girls. It's like, I don't know why. It's been, maybe because I was always a tomboy growing up. For whatever reason, it's hard. So
It is.
I went on BFF Bumble, and all of the girls, they're all girls. And I was like, great, finally, the land of girls where we just want to be friends. In LA, it's a little bit harder because everyone's, like, trying to make you follow them so they get followers, or they're just trying to sell you something or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But great way to make friends. They also have a business section where it's like you can connect with business.
Section.
You
I
should
definitely want to do that.
Yeah. There's a couple other websites though. There's Intro Only. I don't know if you've heard. It's this. My Marco's got connected with the lady who started it, but essentially it's like a network where you have to be invited before you get in to this app, and the app has profiles where people will host events, or you could go to an event, or they'll say, like, we're gonna go, like, do a charity, we're gonna go clean up, the beach today, whatever, and, like, they all have their own, like, thing that they're trying to do. So Marco with Good Successions, like, hey, I do public concerts, like, he'll advertise it on there.
Nice.
Or it's like, oh, I have a friend who's a chef, like, we're gonna have a private dinner at my house in, like, Malibu, so, like, you can come over, like, you pay for the dinner or whatever.
Oh, shit.
There's another one that Marco just told me about the other day that he got on, where it's the same idea, where it's like you connect with businesses or, like, people with their own business, and I don't know the name, but there's lots of that. It's actually a really good way, because sometimes it's not as, going into an event, then you have to socialize like we talked about, versus like an app, maybe if you see someone, it's like, oh, I really like your style, like, let's partner up.
Yes.
So then it's like a mutual bit,
Yeah. No, it's true.
Actually, I need to start doing that. I should do that.
Yeah, no, that's something that we need to start doing, because I was telling him, like, our bread and butter is going to be weddings and engagement shoots, because those are the ones that usually...
the ones that usually pay.
Yeah, pay the most. So I was like, we need to... Remember I told you, like, we're going to, like, take 3 weeks of us just, like, really getting to the calendar and seeing what to do. But, yeah, there's no playground for us to be like, be friends, let's be friends. Yeah, there's no... The playground has changed completely, where it's like, ugh.
Well, also, like, work from home has changed it, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like, I don't know.
And then work is like a whole different thing. Like, work in working environment, they're not really... I've learned that it's rare to have a friend at work, because they're just coworkers.
I don't even follow my coworkers at work.
No, it's too much drama.
Yeah, I don't want you knowing.
It's too much drama sometimes.
Yeah, I don't want you knowing what I'm doing on the weekend. I'd rather tell you when I come into work.
Yeah. No, it's weird. It's like, it's one in a lifetime if you have a friend from work and you stayed friends with them.
Really?
It's really rare, because in work it's like high school. Everyone has their own different personalities, the cool people, the chismosas, the jealous ones, Like, it's like that. It's like work is high school. I hate to say that, but it is. And I the one thing that I've always tell people, like, majority of the time I'm with you guys. Like, people work 9 to 5, corporate or whatever. You're with them majority of the time that you are with your own kids, your own friends, your own family. So it's like, why not treat it in a way where it's like we're all good with each other?
Yeah.
And it's not, because some people, we've heard, like, there's toxic, like, work environments.
Yeah. I had my work heart broken from getting too close to a friend. So I do, like, my 9 to 5 is clinical research. At the time, I was working at UCSD, the cancer center there, doing breast cancer research, and my coworkers were all women, and I had gotten really close to 2 of them, and I felt like it was like my first job and, like, research, and, like, I had this med school dream, whatever, and one of the girls, after 2 years, we became really good friends, and she, like, takes me one day outside. He's like, Cristal, I have to tell you something, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool, what's going on? Like, she's like, I'm moving to London. And I was like, and the first thing I thought was, like, oh my God, I have so much studies you're gonna give me. Like, I have my own, you have yours. Like, I'm gonna absorb all of your work. Like, what do you mean you're going to London? Like, I was so upset. And she's like, yeah, like, I need to go do this. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? Like, you were even considering it. Like I wouldn't have. Yeah, of course you knew.
Yeah.
I am working 9 to 5, and I'm trying to bust my ass by also then going to night classes. And I have all these. I'm taking 2 classes this semester, and you knew that. I was planning things with you because we were supposed to take them together. We didn't, and you end up going and, like, telling me you're gonna leave the job. Like, how is this? And I was crying, and I was like calling my sister, and I was like, this is happening. And she's like, Cristal, if there's any advice I can give you, is, like, never become friends with, like, don't ever trust. Everyone's always going to be there for their own self-interest, self-benefit. And to this day, I still play the same. Like, the way that I see work is so different. Now it's like, I'm not going to be best friends with you till maybe after we leave work.
Yep.
Also, don't expect me to ask you, like, how can I help? Not because I don't want to, but, like, I'm not going to go out of my way like I used to, where I was like, yeah, I'll absorb. It's like, no, if I can do less work and get paid the same, like, why won't I?
Well, see, that's where I was at, where I love helping people all the time. But I was like, well, you have a business, and then you're working at 9 to 5. Whatever you're going here, you need to put it over here now. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't do... You can be like that with your employers, your employees and stuff. Like, you can... Yeah. Once you start having people under you, use that towards this. Because for a lot of time, I was like, why am I even dealing with this? Like, like, I have a... Like, I literally have my own business, and I have to deal with this. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah. And
once I kind of just triggered, I was like, no. I was, like, literally the last month of my work, I was like, fuck this, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this energy needs to go towards this, because this is what I'm looking forward. But I get it. Yeah. I get what you mean.
The mindset has definitely changed.
That's why I tell people, like, it's once in a lifetime if you become really good friends with your coworker, but overall, they're not there. They're there for their own, they're there to pay the bills. You know, that's it. Mm-hmm. They're not there to, like, do anything else. Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, they go grab drinks with you, but only to make work lighter.
Chisme.
Yeah.
It's just for chisme.
Oh, that too.
You know, it's just chisme. You go out to eat because you just want to vent out the work. You know, and then what better person to vent out when someone who knows what's happening. Yeah. So that's the reason, you know.
Also, like, building relationships, right? Like, you're with them all day, like, you might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, you have to have that, you know, very peaceful environment with them, because if you hate that person or that person really, like, bothers the heck out of you, going to work is going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah. I always tell people, if you dread to wake up in the morning to go to work, then you need to quit.
Yeah. I think it was something like, you know, if you can stand going to work 3 out of 5 days of the week, like, it's perfect. Like, who actually enjoys their job 100%? There's shitty parts, even if you're a doctor, I'm sorry, there's shitty parts to everything, and no one has it easy. Yeah. Doesn't matter how glamorous the title is.
It doesn't matter, yeah. Even if you're running your business, it does, people, if you guys need to know, even if you run your own business, it's like, oh, you're your own boss, you get to choose. No! Mm-hmm. It's still a pain in the ass to get up and be like, okay, I gotta get up and do these things. Yeah, it's still hard. It's not easy. It's actually a lot harder when you're running your own business, because you have to discipline yourself to make sure you... Yeah.
And no one's gonna motivate you unless you do it yourself.
No. That's why it's so sweet to have a partner. Like, when you're in business with your partner, it's amazing, because it's a constant push. Like, if it's good, if your partner's good, and you guys have a healthy relationship, we push each other. Yeah. Like, no, it's cool. Like, you got this. No, let's go. And if you're having a low, no, you got this. Let's go.
Yeah, that was Marco and I last night. I was like, why am I the one leading this? Like, you need to be more on top of it than I am. Like, this is your stuff, not mine. Like, we haven't begun to even talk about Carajillo.
So. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, people need to know, let them know a little bit more of not just the 9-to-5 job and that you do, but what you do with your partner.
Yeah. So my boyfriend started off doing acoustic sessions, which is a pop-up intimate concert series, and actually started off because he wanted to make friends, because it was hard to make friends in LA. And it's evolved, and this next year we want to evolve it even more to something bigger, maybe like a music production company or something, like overarching. But we do monthly shows, sometimes bi-monthly, throughout LA, trying to get, you know, community involved and sort of get people, you know, attuned to the music and the art, because I feel like sometimes
we miss it.
Yeah, like that live music, and also being around people, and also just like paying attention to the music versus like, you're at the club and, like, music's in the background. Like, music is second. Like, no, music should be first. Like, the same way when you go to, like, a Walt Disney concert hall, right? Like, you're going there for the music. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we wanted to create. And then, you know, down the line, I came around, and he had asked me to help him with, like, you know, making the events and stuff. And then it turned into, like, you know, hey, do you want to set up a bar? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then Carajillo itself rolled around, because we went to Valle de Guadalupe, so like the vineyards down in Mexico. And we both obsessed with coffee, love coffee. And he's like, oh my gosh, you love coffee so much, you're going to really love this drink. It's called Carajillo. And I've never heard of this. I didn't know what it was. And I remember we were sitting, and I was like, oh my gosh, how have I not had this before? How has no one ever told me the combination of liquor? Great thing sometimes, in quantities that are limited, and then coffee, also great in limited quantities,
but made well, because there is espresso martinis, but what you make is like
I think I got over vodka as a kid, because that's what I was like drinking when I was in high school.
Yeah,
like,
that's me.
it's just not. Yeah, it just.
I still like vodka, but I don't drink it all the time. So
I can't do vodka. Too many bad memories, baby. But you know, I tried a Carajillo, and I was like, oh my god, these are great.
Freaking amazing.
And then from there, it started me like making Carajillos, which I mean, it's a cocktail, a specialty cocktail from Spain. Mm-hmm. made with a special liqueur, an orange-based liqueur with 43 spices that are native to the region of Spain, made with espresso, and presented in its own art form.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean. People, she educates you while she is making the drink. It is, and it's I praise you because you didn't just go into just making a drink. You really did your research to do it and make sure you do it correctly.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing the drink, it has to hit the same every time.
Well, it's something so small as even like the ice, right? Like, because you can get big ice cubes and then that just like messes the drink up. If you get small ice cubes, it waters it down.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be because you're pulling espresso shots.
Yep.
So I worked at a coffee shop for a year when I was in college. I still love coffee, and it was a great learning experience, like making like art lattes with like, the flowers and the swan or whatever it is. And like understanding coffee as well was really big. But like knowing how to pull a shot and like what's important for a shot. And then from there expanding it to making an actual drink and like, anyway.
You make art drinks.
Yeah.
That's how I can express it, and like it's literally like art.
Yeah.
Drink. Like you don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just want to take pictures of it.
I think the foodie in me, I like seeing really nice things. Like I eat first with my eyes before I actually ingest something. So if something looks really pretty, I will want to eat it, even if it's like an eyeball or something. But
I would tell friends, be like, you need to go and get your drink, and you need to get like the espresso drink. You need to get that, and they're like, really? I'm like, yes, you need to get it. And I remember a friend, he went out there and he got the margarita, and I'm like, dude, he's like, oh, it tastes amazing. I'm like, no, dude, you need to try this. And then finally he got it, and he's like, I don't know why I didn't lean on to doing this first. And I was like, I told you. Yeah. I told you. I was like, I freaking told you. And he's like, yeah, I should have started with this. Yeah. Before ending with the margarita.
It shocks people. It's like they're used to their coffee, or they're used to like the vodka-based drinks, and it's like, what is this? It's not something I've had before.
This is totally not even like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, damn, it's so good. Yeah, because when you were here in the gallery, everybody was kind of getting that. Yeah. It was really freaking good.
So trying to like expand that and like have people get to know what a carajillo is, and like hopefully the dream I guess for me is like weddings. So I went to a wedding down in Baja, the Vineyards as well, and there was like a little buggy makeshift car that only served carajillos. So it was like, you got this at your wedding, and you have an open bar, and that's it. Your vodka, whatever, gin is over there, but here we only make carajillos. And not just that, but like it has liquor, and it has espresso, and it just keeps you going through the night. Like, what else? And also, if you needed a coffee for all the people who don't drink, you have a coffee espresso bar too. So the goal is to like have my own like mini Airstream that's like really well done, and like just have it go to weddings, and like
that's so cool. Like we need to like collab, because that's what we're doing, wedding stuff too. Yeah, a friend of mine said that one of their friends are becoming a wedding planner. She's just starting off, so I was like, we need to talk to her. Because she needs connections. She needs
vendors and stuff for things she can recommend.
Yeah, maybe if I like I'll talk to her, reach out, and then I'll invite you to come, and we can all sit down and talk, because I mean, if she's fairly new about it, and photography, film, and then like also liqueur, like,
drinks, Marco's music.
There you go.
Marco can DJ.
Yeah, because I was telling him like we need to start hitting like wedding planners that are just starting off, because that's when you start off. That's when you need to start connecting with everybody. Yeah, because I have friends who are wedding planners, but they already have. They're already like 10 years and plus doing it, so...
They have their people they recommend.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of, networking events, like wedding networking events, like those. There's actually a few of them that I said I was going to go to.
I'm going one next month. There's one next month. It's free. Nice. Yeah. I think it's in Pasadena.
Great place for a wedding.
I think I will send you the link to it, because it's in Pasadena. It's free.
Yes.
You know what? I have an extra ticket. Never mind, because Anthony was supposed to come with me.
And he's not going.
And he's not coming because he has a film, shooting film. So I have an extra ticket.
Please.
I was like, wait a minute. I have an extra ticket.
That's right, yeah.
I can take you. All right, then. I will attach you on the calendar email thing there. Please. Yeah, no, it's in Pasadena. It's free. And I told him, like, we need to get to, like, doing these conventions. Because those are the ones that we want to... Because there's new wedding planners coming up in there. And we want to connect. And the thing is, what I've told him, like, I noticed that our engagement shoots are, like, really good. Because it's not just photography, but we also do, like, a little engagement video.
Oh.
And we don't see that.
Game changing.
Yeah.
Everyone's now video.
He does.
It's all video now.
He does that. We just did one that she wanted to do kind of like a Twilight thing. Damn, it came out good.
And also, I'm sorry, video is a whole can of worms. I mean, it takes me 30 minutes to make a TikTok. What?
Well, it'll probably take 30 minutes for Anthony for a TikTok too, because he doesn't do TikTok. So he'd probably be like, oh, Reyna, how do you do this? I'm like, dude, I just like post, click, and then like I don't do anything extra.
But there's just so many options. It's like there's so many fonts, there's so many filters, there's so many reverse, speed up, shorten. Yeah. It's so many options.
No. I literally have an app to do little short films, and I just do it there because I already know it. And then and TikTok is always adding new things where I'm just like...
I know, but like that's where businesses are going. Like everyone, I know, and we say we know. But, and I was telling Marco the other day, I was like, we are falling behind if we're not advancing with what's trending and how to get to people. So it's like, we need to be able to absorb that information.
But see, TikTok and Instagram, two different monsters. Because Instagram, you see the feedback of it, very artwork, very artsy. TikTok, funny, videos, sort of like people's, interaction of what they're going through.
Yeah.
And you see business stuff and stuff like that too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But very two different things that I've noticed under there. And it's, for me personally, like, I have not really pushed it on TikTok just because when you have so many social media platforms, there's one that I just want to keep personally just for me. Just to do stupid shit. Because in the same time, you still want to just be you in social media like everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. TikTok is something that people need to get on top.
Yeah.
We'll probably will do it. That's probably a topic that him and I will talk about. Because I told him for women creating magic, we should totally do like its own, social media. And so for right now, Instagram, it's cool for me to have it there until it gets its own. But TikTok would be amazing for us to just do women creating magic and just that itself.
Yeah. Instagram is, I posted something today because it was an art and it was a photo and whatever. But TikTok's all about your face.
Yeah.
And like, you posting things about your face. So it's like, I know I talked to you guys about it. I was like, I need to start making videos of me making cocktails. So like, I have Carajillo, but I also do margaritas, which is now a staple. But I'm trying to add
you can totally use the, we talked about this, you can use the space to actually do it. And we can help you out with that.
Yeah. Like, and I want to start creating like videos of drinks and stuff. Because it's, obviously I have Carajillo, which is like my baby and I love it. But there's other cocktails in my own, interest of, mixology that I really enjoy doing. So...
You definitely should do... I like when I see people doing stuff like that. Yeah. I actually do take those 3 minutes to watch them.
Yeah, because also just, like, I felt like making cocktails, like, really nice cocktails at home was always this, like, mysterious thing.
Yeah, because you're, like...
How do you... Exactly. Yeah. Like, you'll go to a restaurant, you'll see the bar, and it has, like, the menu with the ingredients for the drink that you're ordering. And it's like, okay, I know what's in this drink, but how is it that it's this good? Because I can't taste this one thing. Or, like, how did you combine that weird thing in there?
Behind you, there's an old 1961 drink. Look up, and there's, like, a recipe for a drink. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
But even when you say that, I read it, and it's intimidating. Even though it's simple.
Yeah.
Even though it's simple.
But drinks is like, everyone with COVID, everything's coming back home. Like, people are wanting to make drinks at home. And, like, Urban Outfitters, if you go, and, like, everything is blown up. Like, mixology, everyone wants to be the one person.
Or you buy that machine that mixes for you. Have you seen that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so there's an actual, like, like the coffee, like the Krug or Kirk, what's it called, that coffee thing?
Keurig.
So there's an alcohol Keurig. There's an alcohol Keurig where you put the pods.
And it just makes it... Oh, no.
It does that. No. Yep, there's something like that. Yep.
That's too far. I'm sorry.
I've seen it. I was like,
No.
what is this? And so there's one like that, and it's like if you want like a margarita or a pina colada
And you just,
or something, it tells you what pods to stick so it can mix it
girl,
for you.
just go to the dive bar. You'll get a better drink than that. No, I'm sorry.
Watch, you're gonna Google that, and
I
you're gonna
am.
be like, what the fuck?
Well, there's even like shows, like there's a mixologist on like show on Netflix. I think you told me.
Yes,
I have
they
not watched
do.
it yet, but
yes.
like it's become
cool.
it is people want to know how to make drinks. Like even TikTok is blown up because they're showing you how to make a drink.
Yeah.
And in some ways it's going back to like the 1920s stuff where it's like, you know, you imagine like the woman making like a gin martini, like holding it for her husband as she gets home. Like you want to be able to like host.
Yeah.
Cooking was a thing. Now like drinks are becoming the next level where it's like
Yeah.
drinkware and like all this other stuff is expanding.
It's true. It's
So,
true because
it's-
we like to do drinks at home, like sangrias and then micheladas and stuff like that.
But like, you know, a Moscow Mule. So like, I mean, maybe that's a really bad drink example, but like, that's like everybody feels. I'm just saying, like the
Everyone knows
creativity.
their typical one.
Yeah.
Margaritas, micheladas, wine, sangrias. But if
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about like, let's say, something
whiskey
like a
sour.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
People don't know how to make a Cosmo.
Yeah.
Even a dirty martini, people don't know how
Or
to
a
make a
Manhattan, like.
They don't know how to do
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Shit, the machine can do that. Yes, it's weird. You have to look it up. I was just like, I don't know. I feel like that thing would be super like.
Everything's just become. I mean, like when you go to the movies and like you can just click on the soda.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. But
I like
a
that.
cocktail.
Imagine if they have a kiosk
No.
like that for cocktails. Like, all right, there's no more bartending.
Well,
Oh
yeah,
my
here we
god,
go.
that sucks.
Take over the rope from the robots.
No, I actually like the bartenders. I like them.
I do too.
Yeah, because I usually like to ask them like, okay, what is it you like?
Side note, did you see how San Francisco, I think it's San Francisco, is trying to pass a law where robots have the authority to kill?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I have not seen
The
that.
police.
Yeah, like they're police, so they have
No,
the
I
authority to
haven't seen
kill. Yeah. They're trying to get this thing to pass. I think it's San Francisco, of course, the tech hub, probably.
What? San
What?
Francisco's also becoming a dead land, like downtown.
Because it's so expensive?
Yeah, there's a lot of businesses are gone already. It's gone. It's empty. It's like not super empty, but it's to the point where a lot of businesses just left because it's just way too expensive. Like downtown San Francisco.
Yeah. Empty?
Yeah.
Crazy. I haven't gone back. I mean, weren't you there?
We're going next month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
For some
but
reason I thought you were there.
we were gonna go this month, but I was like, no, let's go next month. Like it's just financial. It'd be so much better that way.
Yeah.
That'll be our mini vacay, but I do not want to go downtown San Francisco because apparently, like, the things that I've seen in the video, I was like, shit, I remember that Starbucks. Like, I
Yeah.
remember that CVS store there. Like,
That was
what the heck?
full
It's all gone.
I mean, as soon as COVID hit, then like all the tech companies were like, you know, you don't have to come back ever, and then everyone just like everyone went to San Diego.
Yeah.
Actually, because it was so cheap, no one wanted to live in LA. LA traffic, LA prices. Nope, everybody's moved down to San Diego, and that's where everyone's living now from the tech boom up there, which is now making San Diego more expensive. But
San Diego was expensive already, but it's way more now. Oh.
I was paying for a 2-bedroom across from Mission Bay, and that was like, I think it was like 1750, something like that. It is now like 2,500. Are you kidding me? It's been less. It's been 2 years.
Wow.
$800, $900, that much. That's exactly.
Well, yeah, because the last time we were in San Diego was in 2020. Wait, what was it? 2020? 2021? 2021. Last year. No, San Diego.
No, this year.
This year? We went this year? No, we went last.
SeaWorld.
No, we went. No, when we went and I had like an orgasmic, like fucking.
That was last year.
That was last year, right? So we went and I did, I did a thing where it's like, okay, if you pick this, you'll get a 5-star hotel and it'll come out to this price. I'm like, all right, let's fuck it. Russian roulette this shit. And I did, and it's like, you won't know until you pay for it, you know, where you're staying. And I'm like, oh, fuck it. So I did it, and we stayed at this really nice place where they gave us vouchers to drink. Dogs are welcome. They had a great place. Like, it was the middle of like, San Diego's, you know, like, city, downtown. And it was just a beautiful room, everything. And I remember that it came out to like under $200 a night, and we're there for like a night. Dude, I checked that same thing again. No, it's double the price. And I checked further dates. It's still about the same, like double the price. And I'm just like, what the heck? And I'm like, I really want to go because there's like this restaurant we went to, and that's where I got the orgasmic like sound. And he's like, oh my god, they're gonna hear you. And I'm like, but this is so good.
What was it? What was it?
Oh, okay. So we went to the melting pot, and I've been there before. It's like literally like pots, and you just cook your stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I've heard this. What is this?
And it was his first time going. I'd been there before, and I was sick at the time around that time. So, but I was like, okay, let's go. And we go and sit down, and they literally put us in a little corner where we don't see anybody. Like, we just go in a little private room, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I love this. I don't want to be around anybody. We sit there. We're eating everything. Everything's delicious. And then the dessert comes in, and I'm like super craving for the dessert, and I take a bite of it, and I'm like, oh, so good. And he's like, we're gonna think we're doing something here.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, but this was delicious. What are you talking about?
Yeah. When it's good, it's good. You can't deny it.
It was a
Your
loud
body
one.
knows.
It was loud, huh?
Yeah. I'm sure the kitchen heard. They were like, damn.
You should have been like, where's the chef? Let me talk to the chef.
Dude.
I need to know, what is his name?
It was like a double
Move.
dip shit going on, and I just like, he said, see, I'm mimicking, but I'm pretty sure it sounded way more than that when I did it. And I was just like, how bad was it? He's like, it was pretty bad. Like,
I mean, if I'm, PMSing and I see chocolate, that's probably me too.
oh my
I'm
god.
just saying.
Yeah, so that was the story for San Diego. But yeah, going back to like, San Francisco is like becoming pretty dead. Like downtown. I don't know about everything else, but yeah.
Yeah, I used to idolize that place, but now not so much.
No, it's not. It's just crazy. It's crazy expensive out there. I remember baking.
Cold.
Oh, it's
Gray.
cold.
Gray.
Even if you're in the summer, it's cold.
Yeah.
You're in a bay, so it's going to be freaking freezing.
Yeah.
The zoo is beautiful.
I don't think I've ever been to the zoo up there.
Since I've seen the San Diego and I've seen LA Zoo and the little zoos around here, I have to say, after seeing those, I really love San Francisco Zoo. Yes, it's so open. You know, a lot of places seem very, like, closed down, like, even where the animals are at. This is just open range. Like, it looks beautiful. They have peacocks walking around, penguins walking around with people and stuff. And when you see all the animals, they don't feel like, go to the zoo, they just feel like you gotta walk into the space and it's just very excluded. No, it's just so open and airy, and I love that. I think that was I was like, this is like the best zoo I've ever been at. Like, I really love this zoo. That's why I want to take them. Like, I really want to take them to the zoo out there. Tell people where they can find you.
I mean, you can hire me and you can see me.
No, because the one thing we do here is, like, you tell them, like, where they can find you in your social media so they can follow you, because we will set up links for them to follow you and stuff like that.
Follow me on Instagram. That's probably the best way. On there's also my email. You can contact me on there. I also like to list my events on my Instagram bio. So if I'm doing, like, a music event or a public event, or an art gallery event, I'll list it on there so that you can also come by and go to an event, whether you like it music or art, whatever it might be, but also get to try my drinks.
And then, like, what name are they looking for when they're looking for your Instagram?
The Carajillo. So at the Carajillo. Make sure it is. Yeah, it is the Carajillo. Right here. There.
That's a good one.
I am changing the name. This next year is going to be definitely a big change because I'm trying to hire we should talk about this actually. I need to get a logo. I need to get like marketing, advertising, and just like overall branding on my business. And I really want to hire a female Latina graphic designer. If you know anyone or put me in contact with someone, let me know, or share their Instagram with me, because I very much can hire someone here and like, yeah, great, it's gonna cost more, sure, and hire a female as well. But like, I want to be able to support someone with US dollars that is supporting their own art.
Like designer and marketing?
No, like a graphic designer.
Graphic
So like I've hired graphic designers to like draw me things for like personal cards or like a poster I wanted to do, whatever it is. But there was like a couple girls from like, one of them was from Guatemala, the other one was from El Salvador, creo. But I want to hire a graphic designer specifically from Latin America and support her and her art for me, because I feel like, I don't know, there's something about, one, being like specifically Mexico, like, I don't know, if you've been to Mexico City, like, it is such a cultural place. There's so many beautiful places. Like, it looks like Paris. It looks like this in this area.
Yeah, people don't know that. We were just talking about that. People don't really know.
No.
I've never been to Mexico, but I know that.
Yes.
You know, because I've talked to friends. I've seen, you know, I'm a documentary person, so I like to watch this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I did not know that. Even with like, people, it snows in Mexico.
It's nice.
So it's like, if you didn't know, it snows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wait, did you know that?
It snows in Mexico.
Oh, now you know.
It's the equator. It's
Yeah.
almost the equator.
Yeah.
It's a high altitude.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's like a bakery that's like,
I think I know someone for you. I have to go through my listing that I
Yeah.
know a graphic designer she's Hispanic. I just can't think of her name right now, but I will send that information because I know
Yeah.
someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Graphic designing, I feel like it's getting more, there's more competition. Everyone has access to Photoshop and can take classes online.
Oh yeah, it's easy.
And so
Like literally, you can tell me and I'll do it. But it's very
Yeah.
different when you actually like that I did myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That takes, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I did that myself, and I was just like, because I wanted a logo, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the best artist,
yeah.
but I can pull up something. So I ended up doing that, but that took me forever.
I bet.
But if I had asked someone who would
yeah.
be like, oh, let me, I'm like, all right, cool,
Yeah.
5 minutes, they're done. Yeah.
But I think what's important, at least for me, is like finding their art and supporting their art. So
Yeah.
I already like what you do. I'm not trying to change you. I want to hire you to do something special for me. So
Okay.
instead of hiring a graphic designer, like anyone who can
Yeah.
do any graphic, no. I can share all the Pinterest photos that I can with you, but you're not going to come up with something I like. Versus I pull up your feed and I love everything you do.
Yeah.
And you do something for me, it's easier to tweak versus creating
No,
something for
I know what you mean. I have like two
So-
friends that are artists, like the ones that did that art piece right here next to Anthony.
Yeah.
She did that. And then I have another one, she does scribbles, where she like does the face, but she scribbles like in circles to get everything.
Oh, okay.
To get everything. It's similar to kind of like that, but not
Yeah.
really. But I do know one in specific. I just can't remember her name. That I'll send it to you because she does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this next year, that's what I want to do. So that's why I say the name might change. Because if I still like Carajillo, I still want Carajillo to be it, but I want it to be bigger. I don't want it. I mean, I'm a mobile bar. I do events. Hire me for your wedding. But I want it to be more than just like that one special drink. Like I want it to be to grow into like a cantina where it's like maybe
No,
I
people
create
come
a
in
bar.
and it's like, dude, you think this is great?
Yeah.
You gotta try this over here.
So it's like
Yeah.
maybe it's a coffee shop where there's music involved and there's art there, but it's also we serve drinks and it's like this
That'd
one,
be
you know.
amazing.
So
That'd be
I
amazing.
want to change the name, get a design, start like really pushing
it.
up.
Yeah, you know, right now, honestly, it's pushing right now because 2023 is the year to like the boundaries are already cut down.
Yeah.
They're inside. We don't have to worry about this COVID stuff anymore. And now people are going about, yes, there's inflation, yes, there's a lot of money, but it is that moment where we need to like push because it's even though there's inflation and there's shit going on, we're gonna be able to strive over that, you know, because people really are wanting to go out and have a good time right now. That's the truth about it.
And
Even though Black Friday was like horrible and consumers were just like,
really,
yeah, it was like the worst. Yeah,
it was the worst.
Because one, inflation, and
Okay.
people are trying to save up money.
Yeah.
Second, there was no 50 to 75%. A lot of them were like 10, 20, 30.
Oh.
Well, we're pretty much done here. We're all good. Like, you already mentioned where they can find you.
Find me here.
And then
You're gonna hate this. And here.
you're gonna be like, here.
Here. Watch, he's gonna
baby.
I'll do it.
You'll do it.
I'll hit all of them.
All right, here,
Oh, no.
here, like a mime.
Oh
my God.
Superpower here. Watch, don't be surprised if he uses that and he's all like, here we go. That shit's hilarious. I sincerely hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. Thank you so much for joining us and listening. Don't forget to like, comment, leave a review, follow us on socials, and subscribe because you won't want to miss the magic.